Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us at the Rosatom Wind Power Technologies webinar. Just before we start, just a few webinar considerations. Attendees are reminded to ensure the volume is turned up on their device. Ensure you have a stable internet connection. This will ensure the streaming and audio will run smoothly. Attendees can ask questions via the questions panel located within the GoToWebinar control panel. By default, the control panel is located on the right-hand side of your screen. The chat function is reserved for webinar organizers and panelists to communicate with attendees. Attendees will not be able to chat with each other, however, are encouraged to ask questions. A recording of the presentation will be made available on the SAIEE YouTube channel, SAIEE TV. The recording will also be made available on the SAIEE website under the Events drop-down menu in the section Past Events and Webinars. This page is updated regularly, so ensure you check back as often as possible for new uploads and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'd like to introduce you to our host today, is Mr. Ryan Collyer, who is the acting CEO for Rosatom Central and Southern Africa. He joined Rosatom Africa in October 2014 as the company's communications manager with the task of promoting the Rosatom brand as well as driving public awareness of nuclear in the region. He has since moved to the roles of Communications Director and Deputy CEO. He currently holds the position of Acting CEO. He boasts a wealth of experience in technical communications as well as nuclear technologies. Ryan, welcome.
Thank you very much, Minx. And it's an absolute pleasure to be here again. Just a thank you to the SAIEE for the opportunity to host these webinars. Just a little bit about Rosatom. Rosatom is the Russian state-owned nuclear corporation. We incorporate around 300 companies and employ just over 250,000 employees. Our core business obviously being big block nuclear power plants. However, that said, Rosatom believes that nuclear energy and renewables will form the base for the globe's future low carbon energy mix. We have therefore embarked on a mission to diversify our energy offering and saw wind as a very natural progression. Almost the entire sub-Saharan African region has wind resources with potential for very high load factors and thus very economically effective wind projects. The wind resource potential in South Africa in particular is very good. Wind turbines could be operated with very high load factors, most of them above 30%, and in large areas of the country, load factors of between 40 and 50%. Furthermore, South Africa is a large country with low population density, meaning there's a large area of space that could be used to produce green power through wind. In November 2017, Novawind and Dutch company Grigoriy established a joint venture called Red Wind. Grigoriy provided the transfer of manufacturing technologies for wind turbines with a capacity of 2.5 megawatts to its Russian partners. And also shares competencies in the field of wind farm construction. Like all technologies that Rosatom offers, we always build at home first, this to overcome any teething problems that we may experience. Having successfully implemented wind projects in Russia, we are now ready to become a fully fledged wind developer on the global market. I'm not going to talk too much about wind because we have our esteemed wind expert and colleague, Grigoriy Nazarov, online, and he's going to take you through the developments and capabilities and offerings at Novawind. Grigoriy has been the head of the division since 2020, and that's Novawind JSC, and he's in charge of bringing the company to the global renewables energy market. Mr. Nazarov has a great deal of experience in the industry, and he is more than capable of taking you through this and answering any questions. So without further ado, I'm going to hand over to Mr. Grigoriy. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you, Ryan. Good morning, colleagues. I'm glad to be here and have this opportunity to share our experience in Russia and discuss possible cooperation in South Africa. Minx, do you see my screen? Is it okay? I can start?
Yes, it's just very small. I don't know if it's just me.
No, it's a full screen.
There we go. That's perfect. Thank you.
Okay. So First of all, let me introduce the company, Novawind. The title of the company hints on new wind in Rosatom, wind of change. And yes, we are the wind of change. Several years ago, Rosatom decided to get into renewable energy sector. Novawind nowadays running this direction. At the moment, we are responsible for generating company, which operates wind farms. We are responsible for construction new farms, and we are running production site with Grigoriy company. So that is our position, and from this position, I will talk further. What I'm going to talk about. First of all, I want to share our experience in Russia. We consider it like a successful story already. And I think this experience applicable in Africa, and we can find the way to collaborate. And in the second part of my presentation, I will talk a little bit about microgrid level. This segment is very promising, also for renewable energy. And we have started some activity in this sector too, so I will share this experience too. So let's go further. A little bit of the history and to present where we are working in our context, Russian energy system. Nowadays, it's more than 200 gigawatt capacity. In Russia, we are talking about, can talk about two markets. You see them like green and blue. In these zones, very different structure of capacity and different structure of consumption. So the price differs significantly in these zones, but regulation generally is the same. As you see, very huge territories disconnected from integrated energy system. They are isolated zones, and it's also a segment for us. So in this energy system, we have started. In terms of market on which we are working in, this market is about two products, electricity and capacity. The model was taken from United States in 2006, 2008. The market was introduced in Russia, electricity market was introduced. And we have two products. It's not very common right now, but we still working in this model. So electricity is traded separately, capacity is traded separately. Capacity is needed to cover fixed costs and is used to provide guaranteed contracts for new build generation. And this mechanism was used to stimulate renewable energy in Russia. Our government decided to support renewables. This happened in 2014. And the point for our government was not to solve some issues in energy system, because there is no problem with capacity, with regulation, and so forth. And generally, we do not have any problems with CO2 emissions, because we have a lot of hydro, a lot of effective gas generation. But the concern was the industry, new industry. And the main targets were to localize technology in Russia, to bring new working places, to bring impact on GDP. And this program was introduced. If to talk about figures, the program, I suppose, more than 5 gigawatt new construction, 3 gigawatt in wind, and about 2 gigawatt in solar. More than $8 billion of investments, and on the life cycle, it will cost to the market something like $20 billion. If to divide these figures, the program is generally balanced, something like 1.5 million per megawatt of capacity. It's a benchmark for nowadays too. And this program is in progress. Most of these projects have been started already, and we do not hesitate that until 2025, all these 5 gigawatt capacity will be installed. So, coming to the wind, we are working in the wind sector. What is the wind for the Russia? This is a map of wind potential in Russia. As you can see, there is plenty of places to harvest wind potential, but most of it concentrated along the North Sea, and this area is very low, has very low density of population and very few industrial sites, so it's not very interesting. The most interesting in terms of consumption and potential area on the south on the south region, and this is the area where we are working right now. What had happened during several years on the renewable energy market in Russia? We have started in 2017. Our results shown on the graph at the bottom of the slide. Light blue circle disclose our results. So Rosatom started in 2017. We were the only one participant, and we have taken very good price for that moment, something like $2,000 per kilowatt. In 2018 and 19, the situation has changed. International players decided that they are ready to get into the Russian market. Vestas and Siemens Gamesa presented their solutions, and as you see, the price plunged more than twice. The most part was taken by consortia of Fortum and Vestas, and this year we will have the final volume to be auctioned, 180 megawatt capacity, and this will close the first phase of the program. What will happen further, we do not know right now. There is a lot of discussion, many versions what can be done further, but generally we understand that the initial phase is closed, and the industry has the basis to go further in some competitive way. The landscape at the end of the day in Russia is the following. We have 3 groups on the market: Enel, Fortum, Rosatom as an energy companies, which collected 3 supply chains, localized supply chains. Fortum is based on Vestas, Enel is based on Siemens, and Rosatom has chosen its own way, the most complex way. We have taken the license on technology, but organized production ourselves. The license belongs to Grigoriy, and this company was acquired by Enercon several years ago. So nowadays we are using the same technology as Enercon. It's a gearless generator, modular steel tower. At the moment, we have turbine with 2.5 megawatt capacity. That's our solution. Figures on this slide disclose different strategies of localization, and I will talk about this a little bit later. Localization in Russia. what does it mean? To work in Russia, you need to localize more than 65% of, let's say, cost of wind farm. You can choose different strategies. You can localize blades, you can localize hub, turbine itself, generator, or tower, and of course you can use local engineering and construction firms. All this gives you different percent of localization. So our strategy is the following. We took for localization generator, tower, and engineering. Rosatom nowadays has its own factory which produces generators and assemble nacelles, and we have a partner with a factory which produce modular steel tower. On these photos, you see that facilities are ready. We are producing all this stuff, and first wind turbines already installed, which were produced on our facilities. All this scheme is working. If to talk about whole supply chain, it is much broader. We have more than 50 companies from Russia working with us, and about 20 companies which are foreign partners. All these companies present our effective supply chain, which is working, and we have a proof that it is working because we have commissioned the first wind farm and commissioning the second one in December. So our main asset, our solution, which we have as a technology company right now, as a turbine producer, we have localized 2.5 megawatt turbine gearless generator. The turbine is optimized for third class of wind. We have 100-meter tower. The technology also proven. We have installed already more than 150 towers. Everything is okay. So this is effective solution in its class. Of course, it's not maybe the each of the technology right now, because 2.5 megawatt not using often nowadays already, and we know this, we admit this, and we have the second step in our plans. So we are localizing 4.5 megawatt turbine. This process in progress, and in coming years we will present this solution too. About our portfolio, if to talk about Rosatom as an energy and engineering company, we have 1 gigawatt capacity to be constructed. On the graph you see our plans before 2022. All this gigawatt will be installed. This capacity will be installed in the south region, as I mentioned before, and we will operate all this gigawatt through our own generating company, and the maintenance processes also will be located in this company. So we are responsible for full cycle. About the region and the grid connection, very sensitive question for wind energy. From this point of view, we are located in a very interconnected area, and at the moment we do not have to solve some significant issues in terms of grid connection. As you see, the region is very well interconnected, and we solve all our questions very quickly. The most complex wind farm which is being constructed right now is presented on this slide, like one line diagram. This is more than 200 megawatt capacity, 84 turbines, interconnected through the substation 330 kV. This is the biggest one farm. It's not very convenient in terms of grid connection and solving all other issues surrounding this wind farm. Our typical size will be less than this. It will be more about 60 megawatt capacity at one site, and will be connected through 110 kV substation. So we have gone through all these phases. We have organized production, site selection, construction, and now we are organizing maintenance. We see it as a full cycle competence, and we are ready to go further. Our next step is to go to foreign markets, and what we want to propose to consider and maybe discuss today is to work together with us as a equipment supplier or as a project developer. As a turbine supplier, we are ready to supply in 2022-2023. Before this, our facility will be loaded with our own projects in Russia, but it's not the only way we're ready to collaborate. Maybe the main scenario is to work as a developer. We are ready to invest. We are ready to solve financial issues of the project. We are ready on competitive basis choose equipment. Equipment should be efficient for exact site. And we are ready to manage all processes on construction phase. Maybe there is another scenario I want to mention. It's a complex energy mix solution. As I know, in South Africa, it's now in practice that you are considering technology neutral auctions, and you are looking for partners who are ready to provide energy mix with exact parameters. So we are looking in this direction, and I think in coming future we will be ready to provide such solution. At the moment, it's more about, for us, it's more about pilot projects, but we're also ready to discuss such a way. So all slides before were about grid size wind farms and generation. It's important sector. It's a core generation, but what we see worldwide and also in Russia, that microgrids role in energy system is growing, and future solutions, future development will be connected to this size. And we have started also working in this direction. Our first step in this direction is about implementation of energy storages. So on this slide, we're showing our concept. In Russia right now, it's hard to implement solutions on microgrid scale in terms of economy. There is no significant economical incentives to implement distributed generation or energy storages. Energy system very effective. We're getting quite low tariff from the grid, and the quality also good. So microgrids for us, it's nowadays more about demand response, about peak shaving, and for these purposes, we are testing energy storages. At the moment, we are performing a pilot project. In December, we plan to start operations. The concept is about using accumulator, forecasting load schedule on the site and in the region, and trading electricity using this energy storage on the site. The concept is pretty simple and already presented in some markets in United States, in Europe. So we are starting doing this in Russia. I won't speak a lot about what is the energy storage. I think it's quite common solution right now, and we are not offering the storage itself. We are offering a solution in energy management basing on energy storage, but the idea is about container with capacity from 500 kV to up to 2 megawatt capacity. Behind the meter, we are working with this energy storage and shaving the peaks. That's the current idea, but the microgrid is much more complex segment, and we are ready to discuss other configurations and approaches in this direction. So that's it, colleagues. Thank you for your attention, and I'm ready to answer your questions if any. Minx, are we here?
Sorry, I had to try and find the right button. I'm just looking at the questions. We encourage our attendees to ask any questions. At this stage, we don't have any questions. I'm sure you've answered everything. But I just saw now the last slide, your energy storage information, and I really think we should collaborate more. The SAIEE has just launched its own energy storage chapter, which I'm sure we can find collaboration with there. I've got a comment here from one of our members, Mr. Frans van Heerenen, that says, thank you for an interesting presentation. How many poles do the generators have? Sorry, you muted, Grigoriy.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah. Here I am. Good question, and I understand where it comes from. It's a technical information. We're ready to discuss in more details parameters of generator itself, but I think general concept is clear. It's not a new technology, and such details we are ready to discuss under NDA because yes, it's specific one. But I think what maybe correlates with it is a power curve, and our turbine starts to work at 2.5 meters. We have proof of this. Wind farm which already commissioned, presenting the planned power curve. We are working on this wind speed, and yes, generator works well. That will be the answer. If you are interested in details, you are interested in implementation of these turbines, so please contact us after this webinar. We will sign NDA and discuss technical parameters in more details.
Thank you, Grigoriy. Franz, I will send you Mr. Nazarov's email address, and you guys can collaborate. Another question from Franz. What range of ratings do the storage ESS have?
Minx, the question is about storage, yes? Range?
Yes. What rating?
So we're talking about rating. Sorry, maybe I have some problems with connection. We are talking about capacity.
I'm sure Ryan can come in here and support, just to clarify the question. Or Irina. So.
No.
Ryan, Ryan, are you?
So if I got it right, if we talk about the range of capacity of energy storage,
oh, there we go.
Which we, yeah. Ryan, we do not hear you.
There we go. He should be. He's just unmuted himself again. Unmute.
There we go.
There we go. There we go. Sorry.
Sorry, Minx, could you repeat the question again?
The question was, what range of ratings do the storage ESS have?
Minx, honestly, I'm not technical on the storage side, but what we can do is certainly find out. As Grigoriy described earlier, we don't offer the solution itself, we don't offer the technology itself, but more the solution around it. So we can clarify that and get back to you. Grigoriy,
Okay.
unless there's something else you want to add on that.
Yeah, if you can type, because I'm not sure I understand the idea. If you can type it in the chat, it will be easier to answer. Because the rating of energy storage, yes, I do not understand.
Not a problem. I will send you his, like I said before, it's the same person that asked the previous questions. I'll just put you in connection on email, and then you guys can can discuss that. That's not a problem. Well, that is all the questions that we have for today. If there was any other unanswered questions, which I don't see at the moment, it will be uploaded onto the website, and I will ask our presenter to answer. But I just want to thank everybody for their attendance. And please watch out for the SAIEE website, and we will, for any upcoming events. And thank you, Mr. Nazarov, for availing the time to speak to us, and to Mr. Collyer, Ryan, to speaking to our attendees. And we will definitely be organizing another webinar get together early in the new year. And I wish you all a very well-deserved break. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Minx.
Goodbye.
Yes. Bye. Goodbye.